Hey guys, my name is Manthan Arora and I'm from HMI Institute of Technology and Management. I learned a course from Skyfi Lab and its topic is prediction of Boston housing prices. So let's get started. First of all, we will import some of the libraries such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Matplotlib, PyPlot, Matplotlib animation for animations. We will also import animations from Matplotlib animation, Boston from sklearn datasets. Sklearn is a different kind of library, and many more. We will also import HTML from ipython.display. So now we will load the dataset using Boston is equal to load datasets, and then we will print it. So here, let me show you. So here are the data set characteristics. So you can see number of instance 506, number of attributes 13 numeric, categorical, predictive, median value is usually the target. You can see attribute information over here: CRIAM, ZN, Indus, CHAS, NOX, RM, AGE, DIS, RAT, TAX, PTRATE, BLSAT, and median value, which is the owner occupied home in $1,000. Wow. Let's get forward. So we will put the data into pandas data frame now using pd.dataframe. So we load the features into data frame, and now you can see the features in tabular form. Now we will load the target values into the data frame, and here are the target values in tabular form. We can also get the maximum minimum values of target or any other feature using min or max functions. So here are the maximum values of target, that is 50, and minimum value is 5. So next we will concatenate features and target into a single data frame using pd.concatenate, and access is equal to 1. So here you can see we have concatenated features and target into a single data frame. At the last you can see the target, and before that are the features. Next we will use round to set precision to 2 decimal places. So we use describe.round function to set the precision to 2 decimal places, and here is a tabular form. Now we will create a correlation between target and attributes. We use Pearson correlation for the time being. So you can see we zip the features and basically form many of the function. You can also see that we have labeled x axis as attributes and y axis as correlation with target values, and we use plt.show to show the graph. Here you can see LSAT has a maximum value of correlation with target values, whereas CHAS has a minimum value. Moving forward, now we will load LSAT into x-axis and y target values into y-axis. For example, we will just print out y-axis value. These are the values before normalization, and you can see the values here. Now we will normalize the values using min max scaler. After normalizing the value, we have these values. You can see 24 changed to 0.42222, and similarly other values as well changed. Now we will split the data into training and testing dataset. 20% of the data will be testing data, and 80% of the data will be used for training. After splitting the data, we will now find mean squared error. We find mean squared error using 3 functions: error, update, and gradient descent. First of all, we perform error function, then update function, and then gradient descent. After performing the function, we will plot the animated graph. So you can see we have did the following step. We get the animated graph using html HTML5 video. So here is the animated graph. Now we will plot regression line upon a training dataset. So we do plt.scatter xtrain ytrain color is equal to b. So and plt.plot xtrain mtrain plus basically color is equal to red. So regression line is shown by red color and the data is shown by blue. Now we will plot the error values, and you can see we have named the x-axis as iteration and y-axis as error. So you can see we have almost basically no error values being showed here. So let's now calculate the prediction on the test set as a vectorized operation. For this we will compute MSE for the predicted value on testing data. You can see we got the value. Now putting x-test, y-test and predicted values onto same data frame using pt.dataFrame. We will zip x-test, y-test, predicted and columns, and then we will load it. Now you can see we have got x, target y and predicted y. Now we will plot predicted values against target values using plt.scatter, plt.plot. Here is a graph that shows predicted values against target values. Now we will reshape to change the shape that is required by the scaler. So here you can see we use predicted dot reshape to change predicted values, x test dot reshape to change x test value, and basically reshaping all the values according to the scaler. We will also remove the extra dimensions. Here you can see we have removed the extra dimension, and then we will load the data into data frame and then zip them all together. Here you can see after loading the data we have zipped them and they are here. Now we will now we can also find, so basically now we will import a library NumPy, matplotlib pyplot and sklearn.metrics from mean square error, basically mean square error from sklearn.metrics. Now we will plot a sine wave graph. You can see we just plot a sine wave graph, evenly distribution up to 200. You can see we have a value of n is equal to 200. Now we will add noise to this. We have added noise. We are doing this to get the mean square error values. Basically we have two ways to calculate the mean square error values. First one is the equation one and the second one is using function from library. You can see both the methods. First one is the equation one and the second one is the function from library. We have got almost same value, so you can use any of the methods to get the values. There is no specific method recommended to do so. Thank you very much.